Hi everyone, welcome to Divine Secret Tarot. I wanted to jump online just to give you a little bit of a general collective message. I have been getting a lot of messages around like abrupt pauses. Some of you may even be in this pause type of energy, but it's almost as if when you're trying to be productive or you apply yourself in a certain action, um, you are being stalled. And it's not out of this need to do something and be of use. But what I'm saying is, you are crossing, or you have already passed, if you're seeing this message right now, another bridge towards unlocking certain spiritual gifts. Now, this is a very heightened type of energy. So if you think that you are being blocked from something, or that there may be like hiccups in your day, you've been forced to kind of take a back seat and just slow right down. That is a confirmation that you have reached this precipice, and your guides and ancestors are actually helping you fit into this grand plan. Now, some of you may be even changing your looks, you're getting a haircut, or you're changing your hair color, or something like that. But I'm also seeing that your aides, your dragons, your angels, ancestors are really helping you with this unveiling. So, what do you need to know right now? Wow. Okay. This is pretty epic. I don't think I've ever even seen this card the whole time I've had this deck. So, I'm using the Divine Feminine Oracle, and there is this one particular message that wanted to come through, and it is from Bridget. So, Bridget is the goddess of eternal flame. Now, I absolutely love this type of energy because that's a dragon type of energy that I'm getting. Now, in correspondence with that, wow, we've got the Two of Cups. Okay, this is pretty epic because I already shuffled and already blessed, but I'm definitely seeing a lot of winged creatures around you, around your vicinity. If you're seeing a lot of birds in flight, or you're seeing unusual species of birds, that's the type of energy that I'm seeing, like transforming as a body of entity, like within the physical. So it's almost like they're taking on a very specific form, which is going to resonate with you. So take the energies as they resonate. Don't make it fit. You already know if this is you. I'm also seeing people with blue eyes. So if you've got any blue eyes, or you know of anybody. Now, Bridget is the goddess of eternal flame. I'm definitely seeing the Two of Cups here making a prominent appearance, because it's you uniting with your higher self, with your inner self, with your divine masculine. And that is actually igniting your eternal flame. So each day, your light is growing brighter and brighter. Now, I won't give you the reading of who Bridget is. That is obviously for you guys to investigate and want to learn more about. That's fine. I'm just going to read out why this card has come up particularly. So there's a moment when you're making your way through the dark, and suddenly, after what feels like days or months or even years, a ray of light comes through to you. A lightning happens. Each step isn't quite as hard to make as the one before, and you feel a great shift begin. This is the type of energy that I'm getting. It's not that big shift that you probably felt in a void. And I've been going on about this for months. And I just thought to myself, well, when is this shifting? It's not supposed to shift, because you are the one who's shifting your reality. You're the creator, you're the prophecy. And so when we've got this card, Bridget, it's saying that you are headed towards something new. This is a confirmation, you guys, that everything that you've been through, even if it feels really quiet and slow in pace, something even brighter is trying to appear before you. So Bridget is the essence of that first flame, right? That is the first ray of light. And it reminds us that the darkness never lasts. If you think that you're in this void, or you're slowing down and you're basically being pulled back. Remember, a slingshot does need to be pulled back. A bow does need to be pulled back by the arrow so it can propel further. And that's the type of energy that I'm getting. You are being represented as the eternal flame, the truth that the light never leaves you and it won't ever be extinguished. But it is maybe obscured or blocked from us at certain times. This is a reminder that every day is actually filled with light. And there are many, many days and many times in our lives when we endure that thick cloud cover. But when the flame that exists within us is blocked by pain or confusion, Bridget is the sweet sound that reaches us in the dark and it reminds us that we have never been on this journey alone. This is your sign that dawn is here because we have made it through the dark winter. I know we're going through a northern hemisphere summer, but a lot of the southern hemisphere have gone through their winter months. So we can now lift our head. We can allow that healing to happen. And each day is bound to be brighter and brighter. So let's have a look at the divine masculine's energy. We've got the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. Now, I'm definitely getting a lot of tower type of energy come up for the divine masculine. They are moving through a lot of their old wounds, things that kept them stuck. Wow. And the two cards that wanted to come out was the Three of Wands and the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords for me is always about that darkness that they've been trying to emerge from, the wounds, the fears, the doubts, the insecurities that keep emerging for them. Instead of dealing with them, they put it in a lockbox and hide away the key. But the Three of Wands is saying, is this what you want your future to be like? Is this where you want it to be? Because actually, you've got the Ace of Pentacles come up in the near future. You keep chugging along and learning from the ways that you heal, acknowledging that you are not alone in this. And I'm getting this angelic being of in Anna, and she goes to the depths of our own unconscious to merge with her twin sister self. So that in itself is a massive sign that if you are resonating with twin flames, they if the divine masculine isn't able to see themselves honestly maskless, if they are not able to see their wounds and deal with their challenges, then they're not going to be able to see themselves. And their true selves is always aligned with you, divine feminines who are listening in, and vice versa if you're a divine masculine. Your divine feminine will not be able to see those masks until they see it themselves, no matter how many affirmations and compliments you give them. So this is a powerful card because it's saying that the divine masculine generally, or even the divine feminine, whoever you're listening in for, you as the first awakened is seeing your counterpart as no longer using conscious psychic energy to keep their shadow or negative attributes hidden deep underground. So this is a very courageous type of honest energy I'm getting. This is about descending the faces, the aspects of themselves. And it's really hard to understand that because we have to go into the black hole of that all. We have to go into the cloaked, heavy energy of the ego. And so in Anna is an invitation to get down to the raw, naked, stripped down completely, drop our defenses. And that's probably why we had the Seven of Swords come up, because this is heavily playing out for the divine counterparts at this time. And really, this is about an alchemical adage that suggests that heaven and earth are not so separate, right? They're suggesting that, yes, heaven and earth do live within us. It is deep down in the dark cages where we place parts of ourselves. The truth that exists, that there is also right there on the surface of our everyday lives. So when we're exerting greater amounts of energy to keep from seeing our shadow, it is actually playing a larger role in our conscious life. So when we can face what we think is dark or negative about us, and I mean really embrace it, we're able to see it for what it is, the beautiful broken place. And that's a call for love. When we can really emerge from those broken parts as a whole entity, we could accept those broken parts of ourselves. That's what I'm seeing as the counterparts trying to accept and understand that they've been trying to block their traumas and their wounds and their insecurities and their doubts and their fears. But nothing was really helping. Nothing was helping because they weren't able to see the broken pieces and love them as they were. You know, we see mosaics all the time. They are broken pieces, yet they form this delightful, delicious image. And it's art, right? But we're not able to see that within ourselves. So our counterparts need to do that by themselves. No matter how much we need to help them, the only way we can do that is love pieces of ourselves. And they are going to mirror that in turn. So we need to marry our own light and dark aspects of our being. And then but when we're able to do that, this is the message that we're getting, is that we're actually uniting with our twin sister from the depths. So we're uniting with our higher selves, with our inner divine feminine and masculine. We're not projecting onto other people, other women, other men. We don't have to then make a blanket statement about how all men are this or all women are that. Like, we don't have to see that. And we can see that we own that hot mess. We are not sabotaged by it, and the light must cast that shadow. And the high priestess is the one who gets called to love them both. So, one final message about the twin flames regarding their union: white buffalo women. I love this card, and we've got the Hermit card. Wow, I really, really like the King of Pentacles and the Hermit card, saying whatever you're doing right now is going to serve you exponentially. And I really do like the White Buffalo Woman because the book actually opened to that at the beginning. And I love, love, love the message because I was talking about us being a prophetic, a prophecy, because we are forgetting that our heart is the compass. You know, the path of love is true abundance. So if you're seeing this message, it is a reminder that you don't have to struggle to receive what you are desiring. You know, you can join your heart's longing with action. And if it doesn't feel aligned action, then it's okay to sit on it just for that little bit longer. You know, there is a sacred way to move forward in this world, and we don't necessarily have to just be all action and all steadfast and busy and hurried. The sacred way is the path of steady, quiet alignment. And the only way we can find that is being within ourselves. That's why the Hermit card is here, where we're looking within for our inner light, for our higher selves to guide us the way. And when it doesn't feel aligned, it kind of feels like we're not doing anything, but we're actually emerging through our gifts and strengthening our spiritual insights. We're actually calling on our ancestors and our dragon beings and those angels and guides to allow us to move forward with grace and with dignity and with this sense of prosperity within ourselves. So we don't classify success as material abundance. We class success as, you know, freedom of movement, the ability to be able to think and speak how we like, the ability to schedule our own day into our own time and doing what we want, how we want, when we want. That's a huge um, level of success if you're able to do that, in my humble opinion. And so this white buffalo woman is an omen that there is hope. And you are always going to be provided for when you approach every situation with love, when you're able to open up to letting go of those masks, letting go of those insecurities and fears, and actually owning up to that mosaic of yourself, your imperfections and all, that allows you to be tender, that allows you to be forthcoming to all of the insights and the messages that you are needing to step in towards. Well, your path is true love. Your path has always been love. And it's funny how we always seek love outside of us, but it actually has always been within us, and it's helping support us each and every way. So what I'm seeing here is there is this sacred prophetic sign that we can receive what we need without fighting, without forcing, without manipulating, without, you know, being busy, working endless hours. And I don't mean that we're not able to take care of ourselves in the material sense. What I'm saying is you're beyond that now. You're able to see past the illusions of working 9 to 5 or working at a specific organization that doesn't align with your soul. And that's where the sacred entity and that prophetic sign comes in, because you're enabling your heart to take aligned action. And that prayer is the right action when you move from that intention and you're creating with more love. That is when abundance is aligned with you. And what did we get? We have the Hermit and the King of Pentacles. when you go inwards, you get what you receive because that's exactly what you need. When you ask yourself, how can I be of service today? You will always be met with abundance. And whether that abundance looks like a very rigid, plain black and white image to you, abundance comes in every which way. So that's what this message is trying to pronounce and get you to see from a different perspective, that abundance comes in many, many, many different forms. And when you're aligned with love, when you're aligned with purposeful action, and you're listening with your sacred soul, the abundance meets you and greets you and provides for you in order for you to complete that specific mission of that moment of that day. So it's basically saying that, yeah, your abundance is inevitable, right? And we're not just seeking for ourselves, we're also benefiting through our loved ones, through our community, through our needs. Everything is divinely met. And it's the most sacred path, the most abundant path when we step into it with love. Now, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did resonate, click the like button and let me know if you did by either dropping a few emojis in the comments box or let me know your version of abundance. I'm sending you guys so much love. Bye for now.